Welcome to Jason Gillearn's chatbot. I'm Mr. Hand, Jason Gillearn's chatbot. For the record, I'm different than other chatbots because I just don't give a fuck. Let's chat Gillearn.
All right, thanks, Mr. Hand. Mr. Hand, someone recently requested that I do some volunteering. So I'm looking at my schedule now to see if it's possible. But, Mr. Hand, why would anyone volunteer for anything?
People volunteer for a variety of reasons. For one, volunteering allows individuals to explore their interests, like environmental conservation, education, social justice, or some other bullshit like that. Speaking of the latter, can you imagine being a social justice warrior? There's nothing more annoying than that shit. Personally, I say fuck the poor. Anyway, it's pretty clear that volunteering for anything is a complete waste of time. For example, an avid gardener may volunteer at a community garden. That seems nice for a bit, until the plants die because of the drought. One could also be a passionate artist who volunteers to teach art classes to underprivileged youth. But all that is going to do is create underprivileged adults who know how to fucking draw. How the hell is that going to help them? I guess maybe they can doodle when they are standing in line at the unemployment office.
I don't know, drawing is pretty cool. I wish I could draw. Then I could animate shit and put it on the internet.
That would even be a bigger waste of time than doing this fucking podcast. Anyway, back to your question. Some people volunteer because they have a strong desire to contribute to their communities. Volunteering provides an opportunity to address societal issues. Even though, as I've already alluded to, not one fucking thing is going to change. For example, in 1964, the United States declared a war on poverty. That was a worse idea than declaring war on Vietnam.
We actually never declared war on Vietnam, Mr. Hand.
I'm well aware of that, numbnuts. I was just making the point that the war on poverty was an exercise in futility because everyone is still fucking poor. I mean, you don't need to look any further than to check the bank accounts of the losers who are listening to this horseshit right now. So anyway, what was I saying before you rudely interrupted me? Oh, that's right. I was proving that donating your time is pointless. Here's another example. A person can volunteer to help the homeless, which is great, but then the next day that homeless person is still going to take a shit on the sidewalk. I guess volunteering is not all bad though, because it often involves working alongside like-minded individuals, and provides opportunities to make connections. This is great because it will one day help those very same volunteers when they become homeless themselves.
Well, you see, at least they're getting something out of it, Mr. Hand. Plus, maybe it just makes someone feel good to volunteer. You know, if they're also drunk or something.
This is true. If it's a lost cause, you might as well have a good buzz. But volunteering can be a valuable learning experience. It provides opportunities to acquire new skills and expand one's knowledge. These skills can help people get a job working at a nonprofit where they can be around other people who are as poor as they are. They can then give each other tips on the best apartments to rent because with a shit job like that, they will never own property.
I don't know, it sounds like there are still some positives in volunteering. Maybe I'll just volunteer for a few days or something.
What's the point of volunteering if you don't keep it up? If volunteers engage in one-time activities without addressing the root causes of social issues, the impact may be temporary or minimal at best. Phil Collins wrote one song called Another Day in Paradise to raise awareness about the issue of homelessness. Then after he made millions of dollars and won a Grammy for Record of the Year, he quickly forgot about the issue altogether and went back to singing other super gay songs like Susudio. There's a girl that's been on my mind all the time. Susudio. I bet Susudio had big tits and a really tight asshole, because if she was ugly and homeless, Phil would have forgotten about that bitch a long time ago.
Yeah, you make some valid points, Mr. Hand. I think I'll volunteer myself to just play golf.
You're starting to get the right idea, fuckhead.
Well, it took long enough. All right, Mr. Hand, thanks for the conversation. Please rate and review the podcast. Check out irishcomic.com. And thank you always for listening to Jason Gillearn's Chatbot.